What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and Trump Tower is literally being sieged right now by hundreds of unhinged woke leftists, many of which have been since arrested. And the scene is quite chaotic and very scary. This is something that's been going on with the left. They've been sieging various places. We know Tesla, obviously, the Tesla dealerships, things like that, getting absolutely besieged by these people, lighting Teslas on fire and trying to, like, literal Terry behavior. Who would have thought the same people that are pro Terry would be engaging in that activity? Well, this afternoon, hundreds of them stormed and occupied Trump Tower in New York City over the deportation of another Terry sympathizer who decided to F around and find out. I think that these individuals should be given no quarter. I think that they should be, actually held in prison, but it's New York. So they'll probably be released later today. Thank you, everyone. Last time I'll mention it today for helping me get Coffee Brand Coffee cranking on Amazon. We have all of our K-Cups available there, all of our ground, all of our whole bean available. What I need, hopefully, from you is to pick something up today and leave a review. You can leave a review on the item just by going to the item you bought. By the way, this 6-pack of gingerbread is got a secret sale on right now. I think there's only 4 left, but you can get it 20% off. But scrolling down where the reviews are and write a customer review. Definitely need your help to take on Bones Coffee and Black Rifle and everyone else. So thank you. Unhinged pro-Hamas mob storms Trump Tower in New York City. The left is losing their minds over a Terry sympathizer while staying dead silent on the innocent hostages still held. Now, I'm pretty sure both sides are probably holding hostages. NYPD has now arrested at least 100 of them. I would also argue that apparently some of these are Jewish protesters. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, who these individuals are, but you don't get to do this. The scene was insane, wild. They stormed this building. They've been handcuffed, getting loaded onto buses. The thing is, again, free speech, they can protest out in front. I'm fine with that. I really am fine with that. They can protest out in front of Trump Towers if that's what they want to do. Trump now plans to enact the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. President Trump expected to invoke the Alien Enemies of 1798 Act, which will dramatically increase the speed of mass deportations per CNN. This is what we voted for. You see anti-ICE, pro-Hamas protesters have taken over the first floor of the Trump building, chanting, "Free Mahmoud! Free them all!" Well, Trump's just doubling down on it, and most Americans don't care. You want to talk about this Mahmoud guy? I don't. He's a guest in this country whose sole purpose is to radicalize overweight white women. And I don't care that he has to go home. By the way, you can go to the law of self-defense saying Khalil is not required to have even made a single damning statement in order to be facing mandatory non-discretionary deportation. So I want you to take this anytime some dork wants to say that free speech. All that is required for Khalil's mandatory non-discretionary deportation is that he was an alien, which he is, who is a representative of a group that endorsed Terry's, which they did do. Khalil was the spokesperson of CUAD, which explicitly endorsed their behavior. That's it. That's all that's required. He's subject to mandatory non-discretionary deportation. It's not any more complicated than that. And when you look at some of the stuff that, his group has done, you see, this guy talking about, taking over buildings and all this kind of stuff. He's talking like a Terry.
As of now, there are no assurances from the university that no NYPD or any other law enforcement, including the National Guard, will be brought into the university.
They should be.
Yes. So yesterday we had a very long session with the university negotiators. We spent 11 hours in the negotiation room. Today we spent about an hour as well.
Listen to this.
Processes and committees. Once again, our movement here, when they tried
Movement.
to clear it last week, we prevailed.
When he says movement, he means group of Terry supporters that are breaking the law, occupying buildings, sending security guards to the emergency room. That's his group.
If they want to once again bring NYPD or any law enforcement, we will prevail.
Meaning we will fight them?
Our movement is not only this encampment. It was not that encampment. Our movement is very, very large.
Oh, so it's multi-cell. Is that what you're saying, Mahmoud? Load up the catapult. The guy's got to go. All right? This is not a guy that gets to, he's over here for the sole purpose of radicalizing Americans. This is what his group did at Columbia, by the way. You know? That's not free speech. I will debate anybody who wants to debate. Pierce Morgan, call me up. This guy is not practicing free speech. He's not being deported over free speech issues. He is literally radicalizing overweight white women in America to ruin their lives and to pledge allegiance to a Terry group. This is not up for debate. This is a fact. They passed out pro-Hamas materials in these classrooms that they stormed full of Jews. Okay? I'm not listening to your free speech stuff. Some protesters held a sign that says, fight the bad guys from World War II, not students. Free Muhammad, free Palestine. You can't deport a movement. I would like Donald Trump to try. I would like him to deport a movement of people who are pushing Terry sympathizers, Terry propaganda, Hamas propaganda, Hezbollah propaganda. You can go ahead and deport them. Don't care. I don't care. It's people like Mahmoud that helped radicalize that guy that drove his truck down the street in New Orleans. You get that, right? This is not a free speech issue. Nearly 100 protesters were arrested Thursday following a sit-in. This wasn't a sit-in. At Trump Tower in Manhattan, demanding the release of Mahmoud Khalil. Send him. A Palestinian activist detained over the weekend by immigration agents. The organization Jewish Voice for Peace live streamed the sit-in, showing hundreds of demonstrators packed in the building's lobby. Some held signs that read, fight the bad guys from World War II, not students. Well, they're all dead by now, so I don't know what you're doing. Free Mahmoud, free Palestine. Many could be here chanting free Mahmoud. These are Jews who are wearing shirts that say stop arming Israel. I thought this was about Mahmoud, right? I don't think we should be arming anyone, just so we're clear, Israel or otherwise. Protesters arrived in two groups at 11:30 a.m. Police said that some entered through the side door and others entered through the front, dressed in regular clothing before revealing their protest gear underneath. This is not a free speech issue. You are trespassing on private property. You don't get to be there. You don't have a right. You don't have a right to be there. You're impeding other people's movement. Now, I'm not saying these people need to be deported, but Mahmoud can go. Load him up with a catapult, fire him over there. He can go dodge bombs in Syria or Palestine, and he can go fight arm to arm with the Hezbollah and Hamas that he loves so much. I mean, you came over to America to get a free $80,000 a year education. You lived for free. You went to school for free. And now you prefer to, promote Hamas and Hezbollah. I think you should do that. I think you should go back to Syria, or you can go to Palestine, and you can do that. Be the change that you want to see, bro. You know, I don't even really understand why these idiots, like, what do they think this is going to do? Americans are over these weirdos. No, don't free Mahmoud. Mahmoud's group is an aggressive, group that basically is literally surrogates for these groups in America to radicalize people. That's why they exist. Now, these American citizens, they want to go here. I believe every one of them should get a trespassing ticket or whatever, and they can go on. They can go to court if they want to try and, do that or whatever. That's fine. That's the crime that they committed, and so they should be charged for that crime. Mahmoud is a guest in this country who the media wants you to think, my 8-month-old pregnant wife. Well, you know what? He should have thought of that. He should have thought of that. And here is, again, do you want more of this crap in this country? Do you want more people storming buildings? More woke white kids who have $100,000 a year educations that they're throwing away, for because they're bored and they don't have any actual responsibility. They have no actual immediate, again, protest outside the building. I wouldn't be making this video, right? Go ahead. You want to protest outside the building peacefully? You're 100% allowed to do so. But this is not that. You don't get to, I'm not anti-Israel. I'm not pro-Israel. I'm not anti-Palestine. I'm not pro-Palestine. I'm pro-America. And these guys are welcome to do all their little protests that all they want, but they got to be lawful. They can't be occupying buildings and assaulting people and doing all that kind of stuff. The second they stop doing that, I don't care if Mahmoud or Bilali or Mama Lama Ding Dong wants to do that. But when you're here as a guest in our country, you will not foment violence. You will not be recruiting for these terror groups, which is what I believe that Mahmoud is doing, and he's using these useful idiots to achieve that goal. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.